Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. And thanks for stopping by the way. I've meant to say this for a long time. I really appreciate it that you take a little bit of time out of your day to watch my videos. If you're new to my channel, my name is Sylvia. I upload videos 3 to 4 times a week, so make sure you subscribe and hit that notification bell so you won't miss any of my new videos. So let me get started right away. The topic today is interesting to all of us, I think, even to the young ladies out there. I'm talking about how to apply to makeup to a problem area, which is, you guess it, the under eye area. So even when you're very young, you can already have discoloration, you can already have dark circles if you don't get enough sleep, or if you have allergies, you may even have some sort of bags already. And then once you hit 30, you'll probably show some wrinkles. And the problem with this delicate area under the eyes is that the skin is very thin, and when we get older, the muscles under the eyes become weaker, and that's when all the fluids and the fat start accumulating in these under eye bags that are just so unattractive, right? So a lot of us, we really shy away from applying too much makeup because we're afraid that it will crease into those lines and wrinkles, that it will accentuate the under eye bags, but it doesn't have to. If you know how to apply concealer and makeup, and a few things you can do to minimize those under eye bags, which by the way I addressed in a separate video, I'm going to link that down below. I talked about under eye bags in a video a week or 2 weeks ago. And if you know what you can do, you can actually minimize the appearance of all these problems you may have under your eyes. So let me get right to it. One of the things I do in the morning, and my bags are the worst in the morning because I think I've mentioned it before, I have insomnia really bad. I don't sleep well. So I really can't make myself sleep on my back, which would probably help this problem a little bit. I just sleep or lay down in my bed, however I'm comfortable. I don't care, because I'm just desperately trying to get a few hours of sleep every night, and I won't force myself to sleep in a specific position. But if you can, so this is the first thing you can do. You can try to sleep on your back and use 2 pillows instead of 1. So you will sleep elevated, with your head elevated a little bit, and you won't have as much fluid that can accumulate down here overnight. So when I get up, I have pretty bad bags. It's now evening that I'm filming this video, so my bags maybe not as bad, but they're there. They are there. I can see them. I'm sure you can too. So what I do, okay, let me get to that. I either use, well, I apply anything that's cold, right? And I've talked about this in my other video too. So you can use ice cubes made out of green tea. That's very good. Or cold green tea bags, or cucumber slices, anything that you take out of your refrigerator that will definitely help to reduce the puffiness. There is no miracle cream. I just wanted to say that again. I know a lot of people claim that this and that cream, they worked miracles, and all of a sudden, after a couple of months, their bags were completely gone. That's not going to happen. Nothing can make your bags completely disappear except for maybe surgery. So now that we got that out of the way, what can we do? Well, today I'm going to use one of these jade rollers, and I'm sure you've seen those before. It's for facial massage, and in particular for lymphatic drainage massage. So it will bring circulation back to some areas, and it will drain some of the fluids, like under your eyes, from under your eyes. So I keep this in the refrigerator as well. So this is cold. And you can, of course, you can do it all over your face. I'm sure you've seen this many times before, or maybe you even own one. And I sometimes do it all over my face, but I typically just use it when I'm in a hurry in the morning. I just use it under my eyes. And you want to be really gentle in the under eye area. You don't want to pull too much. That's the last thing you want to do. Just gently roll it back and forth. So I'm gonna just roll it. And for this video, by the way, what I have in mind is that I will apply foundation and concealer and all the tips and tricks I have to only one side of my face, which I think I will use the right side of my face. And the other side, I will just go completely off and crazy, right? So you can actually see the difference the right application can make. So on this side, I'm using this super roller, shade roller that will help to minimize the under eye bags. So I just gently roll back and forth horizontally and vertically. You can also do it diagonally. And once it's not as cold anymore, I just turn it around again to the bigger side and I just leave it there on my bag for a few seconds. Maybe move it around a little bit. Okay. It's a minimal difference, but it's still better than nothing, right? I like ice cubes, but I do this too. It's not as messy. It's not dripping all over, and it's a very fast application, a fast tool you can use. Then the next thing you want to do is before you put anything else on your face, you want to moisturize. So I don't have super dry skin, but your under eye area needs a lot of moisturizing, a lot of moisture, because when it gets dry, that's when the wrinkles become deeper, right? That makes sense, right? So what I've been using, and I've also made a video about this recently, which I will link down below. I've been using this multi-purpose, all-natural Egyptian magic cream. So this is made out of let me see, like honey, bee pollen, olive oil, and other good ingredients. There are no parabens and no additives, no preservatives, nothing bad, no chemicals or anything like that. So it's all natural. It's a really good balm. You can use it on pretty much anything on your body, but watch my video for some suggestions on that. And it's very thick, as you can see. And I put that just slightly on my under eye area. You really don't need much because it melts, with your body heat melts it into an oil-like substance. So I have my mirror over here. All right, just see. So yeah, it becomes pretty oily. And I also apply this to my lips because I like to have really soft lips. I mean, who doesn't, right? And it's a really good lip balm. It's so much better than any of those chapsticks. Sorry, not chopstick, chapsticks. Okay, so now that that's done, what comes next? The next step in this is sunscreen, and that's like a no-brainer, right? You want to apply sunscreen all over your face. That's not big news. But what you can do, so you can either use a regular sunscreen, and I've been using this No7 Restore and Renew Face and Neck. It's just a regular sunscreen. It's a really nice cream. I've been really enjoying this. It says it's got all the good ingredients on here, and it's SPF 30, and it's suitable for sensitive skin. Or what else you could do is, if you have some under eye discoloration or some darkness in your inner circles of your eyes, or some under eye dark circles, you can use something to color correct. And you can either use a product. There are several companies that have color correcting products. I've never bought any of those because I really don't have a lot of discoloration under my eyes. But you could also use a tinted sunscreen, a tinted moisturizing tint with SPF 30. So this one here is oil-free, hydration, sun protection, and sheer color. It's in the color medium. So that's what you could do to just color correct a little bit. And I just take a tiny little amount. I have to look in my mirror here. My mirror is really dirty. Need to clean that after I'm done shooting my video. Okay, so I just put that on the sunscreen under my eye here, and just on the right side. Well, you should put sunscreen all over, but since this is just for demonstration purposes, I'm not going outside right now. I'm just putting it on this side. And then the next step is that you want to put on some primer. So you can either use specific under eye primer that's available out there, or you can just use regular primer. And actually, I forgot my primer. So I'm just going to skip the primer right now. But usually you want to apply some primer, and I usually put primer all over my face. So I would, in this case, also apply it to the side, so it doesn't really matter if I wear primer right now or not. It's not going to make a difference because I would apply it to both sides. I don't have it here right now. Forgot. So then you put on your foundation. And for the foundation today, I picked the Covergirl Outlast All-Day Stay Fabulous 3-in-1 foundation. It's got also an SPF of 20 here. It's in the color Soft Honey, 855. So one important step is that when you put on your foundation, you don't want to put too much on your under eye area. You can put a little bit, but I will show you how I do it. You just put the residue on it. So I will just tab it on here and a little more. I just have my different application methods. I actually want to use a sponge. So I'm gonna have to clean my mirror real quick. I can not see anything. So I'm just gonna tap that in. And as you can see, I don't go all the way up to my under eye area on this side. I just stop right there where the bone is. And on this side, I just tap it all over, right? I go all the way over my eye, my eyelid, then my forehead. I'm wearing my hair up today, so it won't cover up or it won't throw a shadow on one of the sides. You want that to happen. Okay, so when you're done with your foundation application, you turn the sponge around, you go to the tiny little pointy side here, and then you can just slightly move it up a little bit. You know, whatever is left over here on the edge, you can just slightly, you know, apply it to your under eye area. And then what I like to do is I like to tap on my face with my fingers just to make sure it's all patted in and there's no leftover on my face, because sometimes that happens for me. Okay, so now comes the concealer. So the important part, or the most important part about the concealer, well, there are several important parts. First of all, the color. Here I'm using the Bareminerals Bareskin Concealer, which is not that thick of a consistency like the It by Undereyes, for example. This is much thinner, and that's what I recommend, a lightweight under eye concealer. And you want to use a shade that's just slightly lighter than your foundation, maybe one shade lighter. Don't go too light because you don't want your under eyes to glow, right? Like you highlighted there or something. Just go slightly lighter, so this will brighten up your under eye area. And don't use too much. So here, less is definitely more in this case. So what I do is, well, first of all, I'm gonna apply it to the wrong side, and I'm gonna do it how the young ladies do it. They draw this big triangle on like this, all this under eye concealer. I mean, you really don't need that much under eye concealer, especially not if you have more mature skin. Trust me, you don't want that much, because that is going to crease in your under eyes, in your lines and wrinkles. It's going to draw attention to your puffies, so that's not something you want to do. But I'm just putting it on like that just to demonstrate what kind of effect it can have if you do it that way. Then on the right side, what I'm going to do is I just use a tiny bit amount of under eye concealer, and I won't use this applicator. I will actually put it on the back of my hand. And from there, I will use a tiny little brush. So I've actually found the smallest, tiny, thinnest little brush that I have. And I take some off of my hand. And then if you have darkness um, in the corner of your eye, you can start there. You just draw it in there. Okay. So the most important thing here for this concealer application is that if you've noticed, if you're someone who has bags, you notice that there's like a little groove, right, that comes down under your bag. So my bags are right here. I'm gonna move you guys a little closer. I don't know if you can see it. So here, this is my bag, and I have a bag here. And there's like this groove, this edge, this dark shadow just right underneath my bag that makes the bag appear bigger, brighter, pop out of my face, right? Like really large. So what we want to do, we want to draw attention to the groove. We want to lift that up, like optically lift it up by highlighting it or by concealing it with a slightly lighter concealer. And we do this by drawing just into that groove line, right? So I'm gonna go right in there under my bag so I can level that out, that groove with the popped up bag. I can make it appear like it's on the same level, which will minimize the appearance of the bag. So like this. And then if you have a bag like I do that is really low on the face, some people have them right under their eye, and mine is like more a little bit lower. So you can actually apply some concealer above the bag as well. Just don't put it on the bag, right? So I put it right where my under eye line is, just right above. I just don't want to put it. Let me use a little more. Need a little more. All right. I hope you guys find this helpful. I know it's such a pain to deal with these things when you get to a certain age, but all we can do is try, use little tips and tricks. And don't go down without a fight. That's my motto. Okay, so here you have it. Now what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna use my finger and tap it out. And what you wanna do is you wanna tap it down. Don't move the product up onto your bag. You always wanna like slightly pull it down. And with the product that's right under my lower lash line there, I try to keep it in place. Don't pull it down. Don't pull that down. Just keep it in place and move it outwards. And the one down here, I move that downwards. So let me try that, see how that works. So as you know, highlighting, it's kind of like highlighting. You accentuate certain things, and contouring, if you make things look darker, you make them recede, right? So that's basically what we're doing here. So I may want to use my little tiny little baby beauty sponge and tap that. Just move it down, and that under the lower lash line stays in place. Okay, good. So next thing, and also the last step, is setting it with setting powder. So there are a lot of great setting powders out there. I've been using one that's really inexpensive that I found online. It's called RCMA makeup, the original no color powder. I don't remember how much I paid for it, but it's really cheap compared to that Laura Mercier powder or the It Bye Bye Pores powder or any of those powders. So this is really inexpensive and it works just as well, trust me. So this is 3 ounces and I've had this forever. It lasts for a really long time. So what I do is just take a tiny bit and put it in that cap here. Well, actually that's more than I wanted to use, but that's okay because I'm gonna do the wrong side as well. So now I'm gonna just slightly tap my, and this is like a pointed powder brush, so you can apply it more, you're more focused in your application. So what I'm gonna do here is just take the tiniest amount and tap it under my eye. I mean, you can't even see I got powder on there, but just a tiny bit. So I don't bake on this side. I do bake sometimes, but normally I don't, because if I feel like if I use too much powder, and you may feel like this as well, it just settles into the lines, right? And we don't want that to happen. That's the last thing we want. So on my other side, I'm gonna take my tiny little baby sponge. I totally tap that in here. There's a lot of product on there now. I'm baking on this side. And I'm just gonna put a whole lot of product under my eye, maybe even on my eyelid a bit. And then just get all that out. So, okay. So I can see how it's already creasing, how it's already settling into my lines. So my wrinkles and lines, they don't bother me as much anymore as they used to. That happened when my bags showed up one morning. So I got so obsessed with my bags. It just outraged me to have those big bags hanging down on my face. That's how I feel they look like. So my focus was not on my lines and wrinkles anymore. It was just on my bag. So, and it's so funny because a lot of times when I watch other YouTubers and they complain about their bags, I sit there and I think, girl, you don't have bags. What are you talking about? I don't see it. I just feel like mine are the worst, which they probably are not, but that's just what I feel like. They just bother me so much. And I would get surgery, but first of all, a lot of money. So just don't want to spend the money. Second, I have no idea. I feel like it would leave a scar behind, or if they cut from inside, I have no idea how they would do it. I don't even want to think about it because it's in the eye area and I'm very sensitive there. I mean, I couldn't even wear contacts for the longest time because I can't have anything done around my eyes. It just freaks me out. Okay, so let's brush this away. That was a little bit of a ramble, sorry. Hope you're still with me. So I'm brushing all the excess powder away. And now we're gonna have a little assessment. Let's see what's better. Yeah, okay. So I still can see my bag. I don't know if you can see it. I still can see my bag here. But I also have a bag here. It's not like this is any better. But what's definitely worse on this side is the settling into the lines and wrinkles and even the pores up here. This side definitely looks older. I'm not sure if you can see that. And I'm gonna move really close. Don't get scared. So I just want you to be able to see that. Just have a very close look. I don't know if the light is, my ring light is blurring it out. It's maybe if I look down like that, you can see, right? My bags are still there, but here the lines and wrinkles are definitely accentuated. But please let me know in the comment section what you think. Which side do you think looks better, the left or the right? And also let me know if you have any experience, if you have any extra tips and tricks for how to apply makeup and concealer to your under eye area. I'd be really interested in hearing your tips. And like I said, I will link the other 2 videos below, the one to my treatments of under eye bags and the other one to my Egyptian Magic Multi-Purpose Cream, which is a really awesome cream. And well, if you found this video helpful, give me a thumbs up, subscribe to my channel. I will be working on the next video very soon, and I will post it in only a few days. Thanks, and have a great evening. Bye-bye.